Hello, everyone, and thanks for hanging out with us while we took a quick break. We ran out to go get our snacks and refill our waters and all that stuff. So we appreciate it. We find the envoys having defeated the band of brigands known as the Night Pads and have recovered a portion, apparently discovered a portion of the stolen goods and have regrouped with the rather infamous or famous, depending on who you ask, explorer Quinlan at his home, where they have proceeded to open up the one chest they recovered from the Night Pads. And inside there are very many small journals and tomes, big and small, along with several scrolls. And as they are exploring, our cleric of the Radiant Dawn, Kale, is in the back, quietly muttering himself and calling upon the powers of his gods to reveal any arcane energies in the area. As the rest of the envoys were studying an ancient faded map of what appears to be ancient Aldea, including several known geographic shifts from the Shadow Barons not being destroyed and being actually the whole country that they were before, and the Badlands being, well, not destroyed and wrecked, and including even the Verdant Marsh in being one whole piece before it was destroyed by sorcery and occult magics during the height of the Shadow Wars. As you complete your prayer, Kale, there's a slight glow that emanates throughout the room, and your eyes kind of take on a slight glow of golden energy. And as you look around, you see a slight flickering of energy coming off the map itself, several of the scroll cases and boxes in the chest.
I will point that out to everyone in the room.
So you can see it. They won't be able, because you're the one casting Detect Magic, so you see the
Gotcha.
They won't.
Can I separate the magical items from the non?
Yeah, and as you get closer, you can see, like as you approach the chest, and you look closer, you kind of fade out. The overall glows focuses in. So yeah, most of the books appear to not be. One of them does appear. One of the actually larger books that is bound with looks like leather and dark iron bindings, and is actually clasped shut. Has metal clasps clasping it shut. That book seems to be glowing itself. A couple of the scroll cases in the box seem to be glowing very, very faintly. And there's a couple small wooden boxes and that are in their clothes. They seem to have a slight glow coming from them as well, or from within them.
Do I get a sense of like School of Magic? Like, is this dangerous kind of stuff, or is this like educational kind of stuff?
One of the smaller books that is glowing does definitely seems to be darker. It seems to be coming off of the School of Necromancy. The big bound one doesn't seem to have a specific glow. It just seems to be glowing.
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Quinlan. Would you happen to have like a handkerchief or something like that?
Certainly. Yeah. We'll open up and pulls out a small handkerchief.
Great.
Has a little embroidered Q on it for Quinlan.
Sure. Using it so as to not touch anything directly, I will pick up all of the magical items one at a time and kind of set them aside so that they're separate from all of the non-magical things.
Yeah.
And as I do it, I'll have my notebook and I'll just be taking notes on, kind of like an inventory.
Okay. Yeah, and as you're looking, like I said, there's a couple small scroll cases, a couple books. One is the larger, bound book, a smaller little, looks like a personal journal, another medium-sized, almost a journal type book that has a slight glow to it, and like I said, a couple of small wooden, looks like uh, ornate boxes. And there's a few other things you actually notice outside around the rest of the room that seem to have a slight pink glow in here and there, that are, obviously things that belong to Quinlan, but. And then, like I said, the map itself seems to have a pink glow to it as well.
So, did we tell him that there was a name drop from our friend?
Not yet. We should.
Yeah, Tezzer, tell him.
Well, I'm drinking my coffee. Thanks.
I'm choking on Nature Valley, right?
So when the brigand who had found these, or who had these chests, said that he had acquired it from someone named Mistress Mira. Does that name mean something to you?
With that, Quinlan gets some shoots you some side eye. Yes. You can say that. Mistress Mira is a she's a well-off and member of the influential in all this. She has a rather lucrative businesses and has a fair amount of money. So.
Well, it seems she would be interested in the contents of this chest. Do you see her as dangerous? We think that she might be coming after it.
Well, I've suspected that she's got some criminal ties, but we've yet to be able to prove anything.
I guess what I'm asking is it safe for you if we leave these things here with you? Or should we be taking them back to the school where they might have a little bit more oomph around them?
I am inclined to take them back to the archive, which is where I was going to take them anyway, because I will need the assistance of various allies and friends of ours to help decipher some of these. Because I've taken a shot at cracking some of these codes myself, and the ciphers are rather, let's just say, difficult.
Is Miss Mira a noble?
No, she's just influential.
Okay. At least that's slightly less scary.
She's a rather full of herself, one might say.
That's fair.
She does have a rather grand estate that she owns not far from here, and has definitely done the best to feel worshipped, I guess is a good way to put it. It's my opinion that she gets most right. Cat's a bad name.
Oh.
And you mentioned that there are other crates that we should have found or still be looking for?
Well, there was a few other chests and crates that we packaged up. So I wonder if she went on up her way to make sure that those got split apart. If she was the one responsible for this one, I wonder if she's responsible for the others as well.
Well, we found it stashed in one of these underground tunnels. What were the name of the bandits that, or were they just random brigands? They were the
night pads, I believe.
night pads. How many more packages are we looking for? Because right now we're out of direction for it.
Yeah, and as far as the other contents, we can attempt to see what we can do to locate them. If she is responsible, I'm sure Mira would know where we've gone to, but that would require us to persuade her to let us know. I don't know how keen she would be able to share that with us. So, unless there's some other source of information that I'm not aware of that you may have uncovered.
Oh? Can anybody think of anything else?
We do have a whole bunch of keys. You wouldn't happen to know what any of these go to, would you?
But I think those are personal keys.
Oh, are any of them glowing magically right now?
I think
They're not.
They
Okay.
were personal keys. They're not.
They're personally ours now.
I would put money on that. A couple of them unlock some of the doors that were in the hideout you were just in.
I think that seems like a very likely out.
If we were to tell you that there are still people down there that might need medical attention and maybe to go to some sort of penitentiary, would you be able to take care of that so that our names as junior envoys don't get thrown into this, or should I subtly talk to the guards?
Oh, I can definitely arrange for the. If you can tell me the location, I can definitely arrange for them to be brought in, yes, and dealt with.
Sure, and I'll write out like a map to the best of my recollection and leave it with him so that I don't have to talk to the guards.
Awesome.
Well, I think some of us might need some sleep.
Yeah, I want to go sleep in my bed.
Awesome. Yeah. Question for the party: is there anything you're going to do? Anything else about the books? You're just going to point them out to him, or are you going to actually look at them, or open any of the scrolls, or look at any of the small boxes that are glowing?
Oh, I thought he went through them all. If we're allowed to rummage in game.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the biggest Christmas present in the box?
The biggest thing that was glowing was the big book with metal clasps and binding.
Crack that baby open. Or is that the Codex one?
And as you look at it, you pick it up, and you pop the latch on it, and you open it up. You see very fine, intricate handwriting, and lots of looks like formulas and strange diagrams.
I'm not a reader. I'm going to pass this down the line.
Do I make any sense out of it?
Possibly. Yeah. Your first actually thought when you open it, Ula, is that it looks to you like a textbook.
Oh. Felt like a textbook.
And as far as can you make out what it is, if you like, you can definitely make me roll.
Teaser would be happy to take a look at that.
Yeah, here
Looks
you go.
legit.
It would probably be more productive than.
It feels like
Yeah.
heavy paper and a
Some
lot
of
of
us.
expectations. Please take this from me.
It looks like the sort of thing that, I might be able to make an Arcana check to figure something out about.
Hey,
By all means, make an Arcana check and see if you can figure something out.
in school, you learn with your mind. In the field, you learn with your soul.
Of course, the way I've been rolling. We'll see how that goes.
Game you learn with dice.
Not a garbage roll. That's a 13.
Your best guess is as you're flipping through this, and they look like very, looks like to you formula, and you recognize some of the formula. You suspect this is a spell book.
Oh. Well, then I will say that. I'll say this looks like it might be some sort of a spell book, which is not the type of magic that I practice, but is very interesting that this is what's here.
And and as you say that, and you're looking over to it, but you still have the detect magic going. As he's flipping the pages, the glowing magic energy auras of it seems to shimmer and shift, which could explain why it just seemed kind of generic to you. Is that it's different spells at different schools of magic, which could be why it's warping the magic field around it a little bit. So it's not a spell book of divination. It's a spell book that has some divination, some conjuration, some of the different schools in it. So
I'd actually like to look at this dark necromancy book. It is not locked.
It's not locked. It's a small. It looks like a small personal journal, and it's a little bit larger than the size of your hand, almost a little bit larger than like a paperback, and it has a leather cord wrapped around to keep the pages shut, but not actually. There's no lock or anything to it.
Yeah, I am going to cast light on that handkerchief, and I'm going to unleather it, making sure not to touch it, and I'm going to open it.
And as you're opening it and you do it, again, has very that formula, textbook-esque approach to it.
It seems arcane in nature as opposed to like religious or
Correct.
historic. Okay. Cool. I'll shut it, and I'll keep the handkerchief over it.
So there's a couple other things, and then you open up a couple of small boxes, little ornate designed boxes, and as you open them up, you find in them one has a small vial with some sort of glowing liquid in it. One has a small stone that seems to be glowing, and one seems to have a ring that seems to be glowing.
How pretty is the ring, Jonesy? This is very important for my character.
The ring itself is kind of plain,
Ugh.
but nice. It's basically it's a well crafted ring, but it's not very ornate or heavily designed. It's a simple band with a small like inlaid scroll kind of pattern to it, swirling pattern to it. But it's, like I said, very simple in its design, but very excellently crafted.
Teaser, you don't think this ring would like make you look trashy if someone were to put it on, right?
Oh no, it suits your complexion.
I don't like the way you said that. I'm gonna give this a teaser.
I love how you're looking at Vom as if Vom has the slightest idea what any of this is.
It's jewelry, and I just wanted to try it, but now
Oh,
I
jewelry
received the
styles.
encouragement I was expecting from my friends. Now I can't try on new things.
So you can go and put it on.
I don't know. Drake always says the first hit is free. I don't know what that means, but he keeps saying it.
If you want me to put it on and see if I explode, I can do that.
Okay.
I-
I just put it on his finger without asking.
No,
With this ring, Heidi explode.
Kale, what type of magic is on that ring?
That's a very good question. Let me look a little bit deeper.
What kind of magic does it feel on your pinky ring? 'Cause
Oh,
that's where I
yeah,
put
so
it.
Vom holds his hand out so Kale can look at it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, do these objects have specific schools of magic associated with them?
Quite possibly. Loading.
Now there's a 50-50 of whether it's cursed. And then there's
Yeah, I'd like to think I was looking at this stone, and that's why I didn't notice a ring being put on someone.
What if it makes you teleport around, Vom? You can just punch people when they're not paying attention. That'd be fancy. I've heard stories. Sailor stories, but they're still stories.
No, let's go good stories.
Or you could just be allergic to the metal.
Um,
And then you have to
Ooh.
return the ring and feel bad about it. I've heard
Yeah.
stories.
for the ring, I am actually not seeing it, which is I'm not seeing a school of magic tied to it.
It does look pretty good on you, though. Just
But
don't
when
put
you-
it.
Like,
Just
Vom
don't put it
actually,
on
like,
your
blushes.
ring
He's like,
finger.
No, it probably doesn't fit on his ring finger. It
Yeah, it's
fits
on your
his
pinky, right?
Yeah, it's a pinky ring.
Oh.
That's because that doesn't carry any strange negative connotations.
I mean,
Well, no, I guess not for Vom.
I'm not gonna ask you questions like that if you're taller than most of the people here. You're bigger than everybody here.
Pretty much, but like he's like okay, wild violent streak aside, he's actually not exactly a bad-tempered person or anything.
He's just
He's just really good at violence. That's all.
You know what, Vom? I never went to a traditional public school, so I don't know what a ring on a pinky finger means.
I don't know. I was.
Kale, do you know?
It was like a
I
mafia.
would take that off. It might murder you.
would you like to make your Arcana check?
Sure.
We'll handle it that way.
I got an 11 on an Arcana check.
That's 10 more magic than any of us have.
It's a ring. It's glowing.
Ah, see, it's a
You
ring.
should take that off. It might kill you. It will kill you. Take it
has
off.
Not,
No.
It has demonstrably not killed me as to this moment.
And
Fine. Okay, so Vom will make the take it off.
yeah, you put the ring on. It didn't blow up or anything. You take the ring off. It didn't blow up or anything. But you did feel that when you put it on, you did feel like a slight pulse of magic on it, which you know means that you need, basically mechanically, you need to attune to it to get it to work. But
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Man,
What's
got
the,
some of that magic juice in it. I don't know.
yeah. Kale, what's the rock do? If it's magic.
What does the rock do?
Arcana check.
I don't have Arcana. I got a 20.
I don't have detect magic, so I can't do this. I'm sorry.
Maybe if you describe it to Teaser, she can just filter it through her brain and figure out which one it is.
So you got a 20.
Ooh.
I did. I got a 20 on the rock.
Awesome. So with that, you do. So you kind of pour back to your, studying the rock. What could it be? Blah blah. Kind of filtering, going through the wall. It doesn't seem to be this. It doesn't seem to be that. Because you got a 20, I actually let you know it is a what they call a stone of memory,
Ooh.
which is a magic item found in the new Blue Rose of Interest guy.
Ooh.
So, it is basically a stone that you can basically store memories in. You psychically project them into the rock, and you can store them there. They can be accessed by anyone that has the skills to read them. Sometimes they're locked, quote unquote, and sometimes they're not, depending on who's crafted them. They can be locked memories, or they can be just accessible by anyone.
Can I try to access it?
What does a rock say?
Nothing. It's a rock.
It's a rock. You just heard him say. It's a memory rock. You can fill it with like textbooks or something and put it in
that just means
breast pocket while you take exams.
It just means it's a rock you can wind a piece of string around.
Can I tell if this is locked, or if am I able to am I able to play the memories that may be in it?
You cannot. It does require someone that has telepathic abilities.
Oh.
Hey.
Drake could probably help with that.
Or I could.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yes.
Yes, I will hand it over to Tizra.
We have smart people for that.
Yeah, we do. What does the rock say?
I don't know. Let's see if my brain can get inside of it. All right, I will probe it telepathically.
As you reach out with your psychic powers that all the Vata have, you can see that there is psychic energies kind of manifesting around this with your mind's eye. And as you reach out, you do actually encounter a small psychic shield that's put around it. It could be equivalent of a lock for this. Okay. So in order to overcome that, I will need a check from you. It's been I'm double checking it's an intelligence check.
Well, I can try.
And so it would be your proficiency bonus would also apply.
Okay. I don't think it will do that automatically. So add 2 to it. Yeah, that's not going to happen today. That is a total of an 8.
No. So obviously, so whoever put the lock on it when they locked it was a little bit more secure than you've been able to muster at this point. But
perhaps I can try again later. But
well, we might also be able to take it to an instructor or a more senior envoy.
Yes, I suppose Drake could try it as well. He is also telepathic.
Sure.
Here, Drake.
You want me to roll for Drake too? With the way my dice roll has been going tonight?
Well, I will let whoever wants to roll for Drake since Drake is off being a thespian.
He did take as a... I don't know, that's just a saving throw. Well, let's just see what he's got. How smart is our friend?
He's got a +1.
How smart is our friend in this moment? Oh, I need to submit the roll. Oh, he's 11 smart.
13, because add proficiency bonus.
Yeah, you got 13.
Fortunately, not able to force his way past the lock. Yet the second lock he wasn't unable to pick tonight.
Yeah.
No worries.
And the third object that was magical in there. We had a rock, we had a ring, and we had...
It looks like a potion bottle.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to drink that.
You don't have to drink it, you can just taste it.
Can I tell the School of Magic from it?
Sure. Give me 1 second to look something up. Education.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, which was it? Did you say abjuration or altercation?
Abjuration.
What's abjuration mean again?
That's magic that keeps stuff out, yes. I don't think we can get much more out of these things.
Not at the moment, I do not think.
Question.
And Quinlan, I don't imagine that you'll let us take them.
If you think you can help decipher what some of these are, I'm all for your aid in doing research on these.
Take the ring.
The main items I mean, obviously we'll need to research more about what those are, but like the stone of memory, as you mentioned, is requires telepathic gifts in order to read it. I lack those gifts. I couldn't crack that if I wanted to. So by all means, if you think you can, or if you think that there's other envoys that might be able to, or others that you might be able to reach out to help decipher these in a quiet roundabout way, by all means.
Go. I can't remember the name of. I don't recall the name of the crow who was one of our instructors. Am I?
Soot.
Oh, Soot. Yep.
But Soot would know. I mean, they're the one that put us on this in the first place, right? So take it to Soot.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can definitely speak to Soot or possibly some of the other instructors at the Royal College, if you think that they'd be able to assist. Side note for the players, I put a list of the professors in.
Thank you.
In the Roll20.
Thank you so much.
Just to have a hand.
We're role playing our -1 intelligence. We're just feeling.
And
I have a -1 intelligence.
Do you?
Vom does. I think I've got like a -2 normally. So.
Along with that, and there's other craftsmen and guildsmen and including arcane guildsmen that you could possibly reach out to help ask for assistance on deciphering some of this stuff. It just depends on what you would want to do and sort of how you want to go about it without tipping off your hand.
Yeah.
That is the rock.
Yeah, the rock would be the most tippy of the hands.
Yeah, because whoever opens it will be able to see what's in it.
We could ask our writing instructor, can't we?
Why wouldn't we just ask Soot? Doesn't he or they have the ability to?
Yeah, any Raiden would be able to assist with the memory stone because all Raiden have telepathic gifts, and that's the prerequisite for being able to use the memory stone.
It's about which one of the teachers won't rat us out for doing what we're doing.
Right. We know for a fact he won't because he's the one who put us on this, isn't he?
Okay.
Yeah. It just depends if there's someone else that you want to speak to, that you think depending on the nature of what you're looking into, you might. That's why I said there's options. As far as
so many roles.
Speaking of options, right now you have the books, you have access to the books, you have access to the items that you just got. Now the books, the codes seem daunting to say the least. You can attempt to try to help decipher them. It might require some assistance from allies or someone else, or just really good rolls. And one might say that deciphering these would be very hard or nearly impossible without finding some ways to make it easier, with some sort of decoder or some sort of something. That's one avenue of investigation. You also do have the name of the Mistress Myra, who's connected to the night pads. That's another avenue of investigation that you currently have access to, that you know of.
Wow.
And any other crazy things the pieces come up with is obviously this as well.
Sounds like. Wow.
Well, I don't do not think we are doing anything else tonight, but I feel like our best current lead is involves Mistress Myra.
I agree.
Sounds right to me.
So we'll get a good night's sleep and then approach her in the morning?
Well,
Or maybe later in the day, because we do still have classes.
Sure.
Something else, Vom. Before he turns in, Vom is going to put in an appearance at the Ballad and Blade because it's Vom.
Because he wants to.
Basically, yeah. It's just like, it's early.
With 2 more beers and you get to scone.
Is anyone else going to go with the bomb? And are the envoys going to offer to take the items to the Royal Archives themselves, or are you going to leave this to Quinlan to do?
Oh, that's right. We should do that.
I think that they shouldn't be tied to us if we're going to go talk to Mistress Mira. The more obstacles we put in the way between what she knows and what she doesn't.
Well, that's probably true.
Quinlan, would you mind if I take this ring with us, though? I think I might be able to. I mean, it might be just as simple as one of us attuning to it over the evening to figure out what it does. And then it's just as simple as us unattuning to it.
I'm fine with that, yes.
Unless it's cursed, and then of course, problems. But
well, and then heaven forbid if it is cursed. Well, we do have some of the best healers in all this. Aldea right here in the Royal College. So.
They're gonna have to cut off our fingers.
Right.
I will take that ring if no one else will.
Yeah, I mean, Vom has. Unless anybody's giving it back to Vom, he'll carry it. He won't carry it like Lord of the Rings style carry it, but he'll he'll hang on to it if you like.
Up to you. I was just going to put it on and start attuning to it now.
Oh no!
We'd know by the end of the night. Yeah.
Yeah. If you liked it, you should put a ring on it. You're welcome. I'll be here for another 45 minutes.
What should be a ring of anti-healing?
Every healing spell I cast, just necrotic damage to everybody. Yeah.
All the single clerics. All the single clerics. All the single clerics.
Or it only heals antis. So with that, bad pun and all. The envoys will go back home. Is anyone going to go out with Vaughn as he goes to Ballot and Blade?
Yeah, I mean, unlike half the party, Kira hasn't taken any damage, so.
Vaughn has, but it's just kind of normal for him, so he.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Teesroy would be happy to go and do a little bit of unwinding this evening.
Awesome. So with that, the rest of you return back to the Envoy Hall, located in the Royal Palace grounds, and return to the room and are able to unwind and crash and go to sleep for the night. While the other two of the group have decided to take a side trip and get a couple drinks and just kind of unwind.
And if anybody happens to be talking about, why can I not retain her name? Mistress
Myra.
Myra, thank you. If anybody happens to be telling stories about Mistress Myra, so much the better. Especially if we encourage them to tell stories about Mistress Myra.
Certainly. You get to the Ballot Blade and you're hanging out, drinking, carousing. Generally having a good evening with some of the other locals and some of the other students that are hanging out. You bring up Mistress Myra kind of quietly and kind of indirectly, and no one seems to really take a bait. Like most people are kind of like, who? don't seem to really recognize the name. And you generally have a quiet evening. It's fun, but it's quiet, because after the earlier evening you had is not necessarily a bad idea. And it's quite late at night when you're making your way back across the High Ward back to the campus, the Royal Palace complex. When you get the suspicion, or get the sense that you're being followed.
Tidra.
Yes.
I don't make good decisions. What do we do?
Well, we are walking back to arguably one of the safest places we could possibly be. So I think we just try to remain aware and continue on.
Right.
So with that, you go another block or two, and you definitely feel that you're the sense that you're being watched. And you see
It's so funny that Vom thinks that Teaser makes better decisions. I also am rocking that 10 wisdom.
Well, it's just it's common for him. He's just sort of got this idea, like the whole reason he's training to become an envoy is because he can't be trusted to be left to his own devices. But if he has like good influences around him, he's actually pretty much all right.
Right.
So yeah, and as you're making your way back and quietly, I don't know, like we're heading to the Royal Compline. It's one of the best, safest places in all of the world, literally.
Yeah.
And as you are making your way that direction, and you like say you still a couple more blocks, you still definitely feel like you're being followed. You see a scuttering of movement out of the peripheral of your eye up above to your right, and then it arcs. You see a flutter of cloth or cape or wind or wings as something comes darting off the roof and lands very dramatically in front of you with a flush of a cape. And you look up and you see a person about 6 foot tall wearing a kind of a blue gray steelish colored cloak with the hood drawn up, and the edges of the cloak actually splay out a little bit, giving it more like a feather kind of effect. And as they land very dramatically and then pull themselves up into a very upright and very postured position, they do a flourish with their hand, and it basically causes the keep to kind of flourish a little bit, and they do a quick little nod bow.
Oh, so Vom does the polite thing. Oh.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. And as the person speaks, you can tell that there's some sort of resonance or something cast to their voice to make it difficult to discern gender and speech. It's basically being distorted a little bit. Good evening. I was expecting the whole lot of you, but I guess you two can. Well.
You're not going to try to kill us, are you?
Oh, heavens no.
Oh, that's all right then.
Oh no, where are my manners? And as they kind of do a little half step a little bit to get a little closer to you, and as they do, they kind of step a little bit more into light. In Aldous, in the city of Aldous, there are street lamps throughout the city. In different parts of the city have more and less, but there actually are street lights throughout the city. They're actually powered by Shah's crystals, which are mystically imbued crystals that actually kind of glow up below. The crystal is actually quite not common, but common enough that it's used for a multitude of things throughout the city. It can be used to make chill boxes and hot boxes for cooking and food and all kinds of stuff, including being used as lighting. Blue Rose very much has a kind of an agent sales kind of tech level kind of vibe going for it. And as they step a little closer into the light, you can see, even though they have the hood drawn, you see they seem to be wearing some sort of stylized mask under the hood that has kind of a slight bird motif.
Right.
I believe we have a common foe.
Sobriety?
You're quite a charmer, aren't you?
He has his charms, yes.
No, I
charisma, mate. In his own way.
No, I mean there are many criminal elements who operate throughout the city and cause problems.
Yeah.
Indeed, there are.
Right.
I recently had a altercation with a few local brigands that refer to themselves as the Night Hats.
Oh, we have one of them. One of those.
We've had our
we have the
difficulties
two.
with them as well. Yes.
So I thought it best to introduce myself, and maybe I could share a little information to help you in your endeavors.
We would be happy to perhaps share some information. Would you prefer that we gather the others of our friends, since you seem to know that there's more than just the two of us? Well,
a group of you tend to, well, from my understanding, the two of you tend to drag the other three to the Paladin Blade fairly regularly, and to some of the other tap houses and taverns throughout town.
Sometimes we take them to the Sleeping Drag.
Yes.
Well, I'm saying that's by the docks. I'm sure Ulo prefers that.
You know our names. You have us at a disadvantage.
Oh, where are my manners?
You said that twice now, mate.
Mm.
Apparently, I'm forgetting them this late in the evening. My apologies.
But then, what shall we call
you? You can call me Kestrel.
What was that, Jonesy? Slightly garbled.
Kestrel.
Kestrel. Ah. Hey, Jonesy.
Yes.
As a psychic, I have the ability to once a day use a sending.
Yes, you do. Yes, because you have psychic powers, you can talk to anyone telepathically within 60 feet of yourself, and also cast sending to your allies.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I believe he's
25 words.
I believe he's counting out specifically how can I phrase this in a way that doesn't go over my word count.
Sending is just old age Twitter.
Pretty much, it's D&D Twitter. It's amazing.
Actually all sung by the Pointer Sisters. It's great.
Okay. I'm going to send the following message to Kale. So, Kale, you're going to get a psychic message from Teesra that says, "We met a bird person named Kestrel leaving the Blade. Perhaps get Ula and join us. Hopefully just for information. Be ready for trouble."
Drake, too.
And Drake. Well, yeah.
Do you have 3 more words?
I have 1 more word, so perhaps get Drake.
I think Okay, everybody can.
I have others. I have two. I have one extra. Instead of saying perhaps get Ula, perhaps get the others.
There we go.
Does the name Kestrel mean anything to me?
No. Well, the name Kestrel means nothing to you. I will let you have the definition of Kestrel for free. Kestrel is the name of as a type of falcon or a hawk.
Yeah.
It's a raptor.
Sure. Does my character know that I can respond to a sending message?
You should.
Have we done this before?
Yes, yeah. You've
Okay.
grown up around psychics, so you would know the limitations thereof.
I will just respond. Okay, we're on our way. Don't give away any information. Remember, we're not supposed to be talking about this. And I will wake everyone up from their slumber or whatever it is that they're doing, and start heading towards the bar that I know that they were at, hoping that we'll meet partway.
My impression is that Drake was thinking he was being sly and ran in the kitchen, thinking everyone else was in bed. So I could be wrong, but that's just what I pictured Drake being doing.
You catch him with his mouth full of like potato chips. Be like, this is not what it looks like.
Meanwhile, back on the side street, the two of you are able to stall long enough for your allies to arrive, just because it will make life easier for me as a GM and everyone else.
There you
So,
go. I'll just sing along until they show up. It'll be lovely.
So, and at this point, Kestrel's kind of moved the conversation off the main road that you're on into a side alley, just to avoid, prying eyes. And the group, the rest of you are able to join just to make everything quicker, faster, and easier for everyone. And as you arrive, like I said, you see the two of you see your allies, your envoys talking to a rather tall person, gentlefolk, wearing a long steel blue gray cloak and hood.
If we're entering an alley, I'm going to cast light on my staff again so that I don't freak out.
Yeah, and there's some ambient light pouring into the alley from the street as well. It's not like pitch black, because you're in the High Ward, which is the best lit, nicest part of all of Aldous.
If it's not dark, I won't do that. I just didn't want to be caught in a dark spot.
No, totally get it.
Has there been enough time for me to attune to this item while they were out at the bar?
Sure. I will ninja note you.
Well,
what that is. Just in case you decide not to tell the rest of the group right away.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be now either if we're not going into a combat or, if it won't impact what's about to happen. But
I hope we're not going into a combat, because if so, that would mean Kestrel lied.
He's a liar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No.
A bird of prey is one thing, but a bird of prey who lies, I simply cannot obey.
This man's not a raptor, he's a predator.
No. So with that, you guys are just exchanging small talk as the other two.
Yep.
And I see that your friends have arrived.
Indeed.
Kestrel, this is me, mates. Mates, this is Kestrel.
And you just kind of nod to the two of you as you arrive.
So what's so important that I'm not sleeping now, Birdman?
Well, to be fair, I am not the one who woke you from your slumber. That would be your companions. And he looks over at the two of them, like, not quite sure which one would have done it.
I love how he's not sure.
No! You're both rocking a 10 wisdom. I'm just saying.
Just let that moment lie. Like, what would that be like?
I mean, all Vata have some psychic ability, so.
Yeah.
But Vom can punch things. He could have sent this message.
Even more importantly, Vom can be punched by things. That's his real utility here.
Yeah.
So.
Violet, sounds like we need to chat. Should we do it here in an alley or should we do it over an ale?
Well, I prefer not having too many ears around.
Sure.
I wanted drinks, mate. You should have come with us earlier.
Well, I was thinking back in our quarters. We do have some wine there, unless Drake drank it all.
So.
I think here is going to have to do.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not so sure that the senior staff of the Envoys or the Knights of the Rose would condone me running around the palace grounds. At least just like this.
Does this outfit mean something to us as we're observing it?
It's highly unusual, and
there's no like historical though, like context around. Okay.
Not that you're aware. But as I was informing your friends, I believe we have foes in common. I have tangled with a couple of the night pads on a few occasions, and I've even had a hustle with a few of the silence. If you're unaware, a few days ago, one of the senior members of the Night Pads was killed by an unknown assassin.
Did we do that?
We did, but we don't have to tell them that.
And upon the assassin's escape, he encountered a small group of hired muscle for the silence who were transformed through arcane means into some sort of goblin-like creatures of shadow.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that. Wait, that's not us, is it?
I don't think it was us.
To the end, we did. I've been trying to get a lead on the silence, but the one contact I know of refuses to speak with me. And I believe the known associate that I've uncovered of working with the Night Pads also refuses to speak to me. Unfortunately, I've yet to gather any conclusive evidence to get her thrown in into the dungeons.
Tom's just nodding along like he understands what exactly is happening, but he doesn't. Not at this point.
Yeah, so where do we come in your friends who won't talk to you? Because we're getting close to that.
We are talking to you.
Yeah. Well, I want to. It seems that we both have similar goals and objectives, and so I wanted to share what I have uncovered so far and see if maybe, and if you can do something with the information I've yet to be able to do, by all means, have at it.
What would the information be?
Well, I know that Myra, one of the local well-to-do in the city, I suspect she has connects to the shadow pads, including the location, the names and locations of several of the shadow pads dens that they operate out of.
No.
Oh. What, these night pads?
Night pads.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could use a few more then.
And if you can get the contact to the voice, the contact in silence to talk to you, by all means, and welcome too. But he tends to act as a relay and relay only, so I don't know how much you might know, but I'm more than happy to tell you their name if that would be of any use to you.
Sure. What's their name?
His name is Urgus, and he tends to hang out at the he tends to hang out at the Sleepy Drake.
Description of him or just a name?
Is a rather large fellow. I believe he's very much trained in the arts of combat. And he's got rather bright curly red hair.
There we go.
Like someone we should not be able to easily miss.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate your help in assisting with this matter.
Well, it means we can get to the bottom of these questionable folk and bring to the ends that I cannot, then better at you. More luck to you.
And how will we reach you if and when we're able to do these things?
I'll be in touch.
Oh, that's nice. That's very mysterious. Very, very mysterious. I like that. That's right.
And unless anyone goes to do anything, he's going to, with that, do kind of a little backflip, and then bolt himself up onto the nearby building, and then take off. What he did?
Can you do one of them?
What he just did kind of defies gravity slightly, and it almost seems like he was able to cling to the wall unnaturally. Something like that.
Based on my memory of what happened last evening, is this the same manner of movement that we saw out of the person that we could not chase down on the rooftops?
Ooh. Drake. Well, no, Drake probably got the best look of any of us. I think Drake got the best look at them, but I don't know.
That's spicy.
Quite.
Possibly, yeah. I will say that's within the realms of possibility.
What?
With that thought, can I make like an insight check to see if I believe everything that we just heard?
By all means. 23 insight. 23. With a 23, I'll go and give you this. You believe that the information was correct. You believe that he may have ulterior motives, though.
Sure. That makes sense. Nothing comes for free.
When you drink, the person's always free.
That's how they get you. Well, oh, there he is. Hey, Alex is in the
Speaking of which.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Alex. Well.
So.
Are we going back to the dorms, or?
I do not think that confronting this individual tonight is probably wise. So, yes.
We don't have to confront him. We can just say hello.
Invite him for drinks.
And have more drinks.
Tonight. It seems like a tomorrow activity. It's what time is it? It must be midnight.
Well, that would
least.
make
I'm
it
going.
more.
There's,
That depends. Is it a weekday, Jonesy?
Yes, you have class in the morning.
Yeah, I can't, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just start walking back.
You have class and you're still recovering from the bruises and bashing that you got earlier this evening.
Yeah,
It's gonna be really interesting to explain tomorrow in class.
I'm gonna take my limpy ass home.
I think this one time I'm going to agree with Kale.
fine.
Look, you can stay out if you'd like, but please don't message me again if you run into a.
Oh God.
I thought this was important enough to be worth it. I understand.
No, I agree, but if you're going out to drink again, I'm not going to escort you home a second time.
No more drunk sending. Is that what you're saying? Oh God, I drunk sent my party members. Oh no.
Sending. Hey, you up?
Oh,
Why is he using so many ellipses when he sends us a message?
Do we have to pass by like the teacher's quarters?
no.
Oh, okay. It's not on the way. Then I won't do what I wanted to do.
There's also nothing wrong with us coming back from the bar late. That's not against the rules.
No, it's not. You guys.
No.
Yeah, and so you make your way back to the palace grounds, where the party is able to crash for the evening, and everyone gets a long rest and they sleep and all that fun stuff. So, in the morning you'll awaken and do all of your normal breakfast and early classes and various other required activities until the group finally kind of regroups around lunchtime, and where you'll have a chance to discuss your plan of action as far as next steps and what you're going to do.
Sometime, I'm sorry.
So you now have a couple different options as far as what to pursue.
Yeah.
Sometime in that morning, can I have written just a letter to Soot and said, there's someone else who knows about us being involved in this, and I'll give all the details of what happened last night, including the name and the outfit, and I'll just leave it at their office so that he's aware.
Certainly. Yeah. The office. With that, you're able to, totally leave a message. So, was there any other specific side activities that was there anyone else you want to leave a note for? Was there anyone else that you want to kind of reach out to, arrange to meet with later? Besides the rest of your little envoy circle that is present.
Are we gonna schedule a time to go check the Sleepy Drake?
Yeah, I mean, that seems almost like going to hobnob with a beat 'em up type. That might be kind of Vom speed for once. Yeah.
We could send.
But that'll be tomorrow, I guess.
I'm pretty sure Drake doesn't mind staying out later than usual. We can just send him out to check the place out and tell us when the guy shows up, when's his usual, and then we'll go tomorrow. What do you think, Drake? I don't know.
Nah, I don't know. Whatever.
That's weird. He usually doesn't talk like that.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. He usually has a very different accent than I.
Very different, all right.
Hey, Adam, I don't know much about going to the Sleeping Drake, y'all, but I know one thing. Them Duke boys was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so what you do know is the Sleepy Drake is down actually the Lake District.
Yeah, down by the docks.
Yep. And it is actually an open air tavern, quote unquote, tavern. And when I say tavern, quote unquote, because it's not really, it's an open air space. There's an open courtyard with some tables set up, and the bar itself is actually, the bar and the kitchen are actually built one building there. And yeah, you go up, get a drink, and then you sit in the open area that they have outside. So,
I mean, it's a place that we've been before, I presume.
Yeah,
I was talking about like that. So I mean, it's not like we don't have to like case the joint or none of that. I think
yeah, you would have known. You would have been there at least a couple of times, once or twice.
We can just go catch them, tomorrow night.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Owlbear Wildlings, but I'll go. It's fine.
I cannot believe you just said that. That's excellent. That would be yes, we'll do that. Thank you. You've now broken your meat shield.
And their special green slime sauce.
Pristine. I love it.
Yep.
It's a little pricey, though.
So the plan is to swing by the Sleepy Drake tomorrow evening. In this case, later this evening. What else was on the agenda as far as next steps on the? Did you still want to go to track down the Mistress Myra?
That was. I was about to mention that. Like we probably should be looking into her as well. We don't all have to go bar hop necessarily.
That's true.
We could divide and maybe conquer.
I don't know. Well, is tomorrow a weekend or a weekday? Or is it the week? Is it our proverbial Friday? Because if tomorrow's Friday, we can just stay out as long as we want, and we could hit Madam first and then go to the bar.
I will say it's the end of the week for you.
There we go. So you guys want to do Mira or the barman first?
Oh, well, I'm going to the bar anyway, so let's figure, while we're boozing up the Carrot Top guy, maybe someone else goes and looks for Mira. Miss Mira. Lady Mira. Madam. Oh my God. Yes. Her. That one.
What do you think, Kale?
I'll let you guys decide, but I wouldn't split us up necessarily, especially if things get dicey.
I tend to agree with Kale.
Right.
To be fair, what are we gonna do with Madam Mistress Nia? Are we just gonna talk to her straight, or are we gonna snoop around her grounds? Like, we can't just knock on her front door and not be suspicious, especially with her connections.
That's true. I feel like perhaps we should follow up with this the gentleman at the Drake and see what we can learn from there before we go and approach the very powerful and influential Rykat.
Yeah. With our college budgets.
Yes.
Awesome. So with a loose plan in mind, the envoys decide what they're going to do next episode on Tales of the Finest.
Woo.
Insert roll credit music here. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Quick few closing announcements. We will be back next week, obviously, with a brand new episode of Tales of the Finest. Also, next Monday, we have a brand new episode of our Nether War game. But more importantly, tomorrow night, right? Tomorrow night, we do have a all-new Monster of the Week.
We do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're back.
So that'll be exciting. A couple more, some more monster hunting with our illustrious Primrose members. So, and then Friday, of course, we'll be releasing a brand new episode of Some Dragons, our ongoing Pathfinder podcast. Other than that, you can obviously find us on Discord if you like what we're doing. Place all the cool YouTube, Facebook, Twitch stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment. And closing reminder that if you want to learn more about the Blueberries Adventurer's Guide for 5e, you can definitely check out the ongoing Kickstarter right now that is being run by Green One Publishing to get this amazing setting in print, so they can mass market print, so they can be in stores and across the world, and not just on PDF and print on demand. And if you have questions about the setting or unequal mechanics, including Radiant Bolt, or want to know more about the Autumn King or anything like that, definitely can join us on Discord and ask away. We'll be happy to talk about all the cool rule stuff and we found in that. With that, was there any other announcements anyone else wanted to share with the group?
I don't have anything now.
I'm there.
I'm sure Alex would have something else, but I'm spacing on it, and so I apologize, Alex. But he will be back next week, I believe, for all of our episodes. And so, with that, I'd like to thank everyone again, and take care and stay safe.
Bye, everybody.
Not everybody.
Bye.